My name is Father Jewel Itona, and I have been in religious life for 15 years. I was ordained on June 4th of 2011, and prior to religious life, I was a student at a California State University and a part-time worker at a school supply store, and on my free time, I would volunteer with youth ministry and religious education at the local parish. I first felt called to the priesthood my freshman year in college. I tried to ignore it for a little bit, but the calling just never went away, and the calling just grew more and more. And eventually, about a year after that, I seriously considered joining Father's Mercy, and by the grace of God, entered in. What attracted me most to Father's Mercy was their preaching apostolate. When I was involved in youth ministry and religious education at the parish, I had opportunities to get up in front of crowds and to share the faith publicly and to evangelize. And when I discovered that the Fathers of Mercy focus on that very thing of preaching and traveling and evangelizing, that was a really big draw for me. And as I could foresee myself doing that for the rest of my life, that was a really big reason why the Fathers of Mercy attracted me in my religious vocation. The thing I love most about my religious vocation is offering the holy sacrifice of the Mass, to be that man whom God called to consecrate bread and wine into the God-man and to raise him up in my hands, and also to feed the faithful with Jesus. That is my first love and a great privilege that God has called me to in this religious vocation. I would advise a man to prayerfully consider what apostolate he foresees himself doing for the rest of his life. And when he discovers that, to then do research on religious orders that focus on that very type of work, and then ensure that that religious order is orthodox and very faithful to the church, Eucharistic and Marian. And then take a leap of faith and visit that religious order and check it out. And if you feel that God is calling you to devote the rest of your life with that type of work and with that religious community, again, take another leap of faith and sign up. You don't have to sign on the dotted line for the rest of your life, but you get your feet wet and just continue to be faithful to your duties in prayer life and spiritual reading, and just listen to the voice of God in Eucharistic adoration and frequent the confessions. And the more that we get sin out of our life and we inundate our lives with the spiritual life, the voice of God will be much clearer in our spiritual life, and then we could be granted the grace to generously respond to God's will.